Hey you guys, it's your girl Pinky. As y'all noticed, I am in the truck by myself. I did not want to post a video of some devastating bad news, but your girl is not training. I had to wind up putting my placement driver off my truck, I think like 3 days before her actual time for her to actually be scheduled off my truck to test out. Not to mention the fact I took her off my truck the first time on her second week on my truck. So if you guys know anybody that went through trucking school and wound up going through the hiring process with the trucking company, it depends on the company you go for. They basically put you on the truck with a trainer, and some companies is 3 weeks, some companies is 5 weeks, whatever. So the company I'm with, of course you guys know Werner, their training program is 21 days on the truck with your leader. So I picked her up on October 24th, and we had our little sit down. I gave her, a summary of me, and she told me a little bit about her. And I told her the rules and regulations on my truck. She was telling me, her likes and dislikes and everything, and so forth and so forth. So one of the questions I did ask her, I was like, do you have any medical conditions or issues that I need to be aware of so I can better accommodate you while we on the road? And she said no. So I noticed with her first week being on my truck, I told her the minimum of drive time I need from her is at least 5 hours, because she has to get her 25 hours within 5 days. She has to drive for the first week. I have to do 100% observation, and she has to do that 25 hours within 5 to 7 days of that first week. So she has to drive 5 consecutive days. That's what they told me in the leader program or whatever when I did the 3-day class. So I said, if you can give me 5 hours a day, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? So come to find out, she could only give me 2 hours, 3 hours tops. And some days she couldn't drive due to her being fatigued, nauseated, lightheaded, and, and everything else. So by, I want to say the second week, I kind of assumed, being a mother of 3, I was like, this girl got to be pregnant. I mean, it's been times that she has sat on the floor next to my trash can while I'm driving, or I would literally have to take over because she could no longer drive. Because to be honest, that is a hazard. That is a safety hazard for my safety, her safety, and everybody else around us. So I would say, you know what, can you drive us to the closest safe haven? She was like, yes. And I have her pulling the fuel out, and we switch. So I'll say the second weekend, safety basically had a soft hold on me. I had to talk to safety about basically the career track evaluation with my placement driver, because they were wondering why I didn't put a career track evaluation in for her, because every week at the end of the week you have to put a career track evaluation in about their process, if it's satisfactory, non-satisfactory, or or they need more time, or whatever the case may be. So I didn't put one in because basically she hasn't driven long enough for me to even observe to see how she's progressing. Mind you, I still mentor her when she does have the energy. She gets up when I'm dropping a trailer or picking up a trailer. She gets out with me. I have her manually do stuff and show her how it works, slide the tandems, all that, you guys. So every day I'm teaching her the same stuff every single day. So that second week, I just wound up putting her off of my truck. I was like, I just can't take it no more, because it was hindering me. And I was becoming exhausted, fatigued myself, overworked. It was just starting to be very stressful on my mental and physical. So long story short, you guys, the placement driver manager had contacted me, and was like, I wanted to know what was going on. I want to hear your side of the story or whatever, because I talked to safety and they was like, we're just trying to see what's going on. And I was like, look, she has a medical issue that I'm not trying to basically speak about because that's not my place. I said, but I'm not going to put her behind my steering wheel in my driver's seat if she's not in a medical condition to do so. So I was like, at the end of the day, I still have to run my loads because I still have bills that need to be paid. I have kids I have to take care of in Florida. So they was like, well, you have to understand that you're a leader, so whatever they do or don't do, you're held accountable. I said, first of all, I could lead a horse to the water, but I can't make them drink. So I was like, look, I'm doing my best. I can't force somebody that's not in a medical condition to do so. So they was like, what do you mean by medical condition? And I said, like I said, I'm not the type to put somebody else's business out there. That's her place. It seemed like to me, y'all need to be talking to her, not to me. So safety looked at me and was like, trying to put two and two together, and he was like, is she pregnant? And I was like I said, it's not my place to be speaking on this person's business. So he was like, well, you need to go talk to placement, because obviously she needs to come off your truck and she needs to go with a trainer that actually does home daily. She don't need to be on a truck that does regional, because obviously she's not basically putting her time in. So I talked to placement and they got her signed off my truck. So placement manager contacted me and was trying to figure out what's going on. So I told her, and she was like, well, I talked to the placement driver, and she doesn't want to go on somebody else's truck and have to start all over. She's very comfortable with you. She likes the way you teach and blah, 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 woo, woo, woo. And I was like, that's understandable. I mean, I trust me, I don't have a problem with her. She's a sweet person. I love her personality. She's easygoing. She's clean. She's a good listener. But I was like, at the same time, I have to make my money. So she was like, well, can you do it for me? Like, just please, let's let her do her last 7 days in your truck. I mean, she already did 15 days. So I said, you know what? That's fine. So I put her back on my truck for her to wind up do the same thing that she did the previous 2 weeks. So, mind y'all, it's Sunday right now. So this Monday past, I had her drive from Kinley, North Carolina to Savannah. It was only like about 5 hours, y'all. Not even 5 hours. And she complained the whole time. Her hands was cramping, her arms was hurting, her chest was hurting, she was feeling nauseated. Mind you, she had a cold on my truck. So I'm sharing vitamins with her. Basically not overworking her as much, because I know her being pregnant and on top of that having a bad cold, I know it was kind of, really a toll on her body. So I'm being mindful, but I told her at the same time, I'm gonna need you to make an initiative to put in the work, because at the end of the day, I could keep telling you what to do, but like at the end of the day, if you hungry for it, you'll make an initiative yourself. She was like, oh no, I'm gonna work, because I told her when I brought it back on my truck, like, things gonna change, so mind you, she still wasn't putting enough drive time. She slept majority of the time. Also, she had a bad cold, which spreads germs everywhere. When she was driving, she would blow her nose in a tissue, put the tissue back in her lap, and put her hands back on the steering wheel. So I'm like, oh my God. So trust me, I had a can of Lysol. I would spray the seat and everything before I get back in it. So I said this day, on a Monday, I said, I'm not going to say anything. I'm actually going to sit in the passenger seat. Mind you, I've been up all Monday, because Monday morning around 9:30, I got up. My truck needed an MTP inspection, and I had to get an alignment done on all three of my axles. So that took the whole day. So I had to stay up for that. Then I still had to wash my ass, give me something to eat, and prepare myself to start running, starting my shift. But I said, you know what? I want to try to get some rest, so I'm going to let her drive to Savannah, because we had to take a load to Savannah from Virginia, and we was already in Kinley, North Carolina when we started. So she was like, that's fine, I'll drive or whatever. I said, well, it's going to get dark, because she don't like driving at night. But I told her, you're going to have to get used to that because one day you're going to have to probably drive at night. Depends on when you pick up your load, when it has to be there. So she was like, okay, I'll do it. It's no problem. Even though I'm a little scared, I'll do it. I got to get used to it anyway. So I was like, well, you know what? I'll stay up with you. Just to, you know what I'm saying, to keep you company, to keep you level-headed or whatever. So she was like, okay, I appreciate it. So, like I told y'all, she complained the whole damn time. When we got to Savannah, she had to slide her tandems to the rear because the DC that we was going to in Port Wentworth, Georgia, you have to slide your tandems to the rear. And you have to put a safety vest on. You can't have a headset on. So, of course, she didn't possess a headset, so I didn't have to worry about that. She forgot how to slide the tandems, you guys. Like, we done it so many times. How did you forget to how to slide the tandems? So I'm sitting there in the passenger seat. I'm just watching. I'm not saying anything. She was like, I guess I'm just not doing it right. So I'm just gonna. I'm like, what are you getting frustrated about? Well, I'm just trying to understand what I'm doing wrong. And I was like, how do you make the trailer tires stop moving? I said, you got the tandem release arm locked in place, right, to release the locking pins, right? So she was like, yes. I said, so your trailer tires are moving right now, right? Yeah, well, how do you stop them from moving? Pull out the trailer brake. How did you forget that? Well, you know, I don't remember everything. I was like, but we done this 2 weeks in a row together. Even when I was on my clock, I had you do it. Well, I haven't done it so many times. I said, well, maybe if you wouldn't be asleep majority all the time, you would get a better feel of everything. So she got quiet. I'm not finna have you keep talking backlashing me because your lack of knowledge, memory, and work ethics, because you choose to be lazy and sleep all day. Like, that's not my problem. So, of course, I stay humble. You know what I'm saying? She successfully slid the tandems, got her paperwork, checked in or whatever. When it was time to set up to back into the spot between two trailers, there was open trailer spots, like open parking spots for trailers across from where we had to put the trailer at. She pulled straight up to straighten out the trailer in front of the spot and straight back. And she had to pull up like 10 times to do that. And the first thing I said to her is like, why didn't you set up the normal way I taught you? Well, it's dark and I can't see. I said, but let's say you didn't have that opportunity to pull up straight like that. How else would you do it? And she just got quiet. So I knew in my mind there, like I was wasting my time. Like I was literally wasting all the mentoring, all the staying up 24 hours a day, talking to her when she is up. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to, it's even got to a point that I would ask her, have you did your logs for today? Oh, I took a picture of it. No, I need you to manually write it down so you can show me that you know how to fill out a logbook to keep up with your 70-hour clock. Oh, I'll do it later. Did you write down your backing? Oh, I put in the notes in my phone. That's not why I asked you. Like, so I finally made up in my mind, like, I can't deal with this. And I'm not the type to give up on anybody. I try to help the best way I can to anybody. But when you show me that you're taking advantage of my kindness, my hostility, my space, my time, and investment in you, and you're not even trying to help yourself, you showing me that you're not hungry for it. Like, you just got in the trucking because all you heard was ching, 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 ching. But you're not taking the time to get better at your craft or to build experience under your belt and try to learn everything you can with Pinky. So when you get off Pinky truck, you know what to do and what not to do. I'm not saying that you going 100% get off my truck and just be 100% professional. Like, you still, the only best way to learn is hands-on by yourself. That is the truth. But if your leader could give you the basics and teach you everything they know and by the book, you are the A1 trainer. You know what I'm saying? But she wasn't even showing me she was hungry for it. And I just felt like I was wasting my time. So I was like, you know what? I had a load that was going to be picked up out of Savannah. Where we dropped off at, there was another load coming out of there that I had to take to the terminal. Well, actually, I had to take it to Madison, Alabama. So, like I said, she had to drive from Kenly, North Carolina to Savannah, Georgia, and then I was going to take over to drive from Savannah, Georgia to Madison, Alabama, which is like 465 miles. So, as I started driving, she went straight to sleep, y'all. Straight to sleep. Didn't write down her logs. Nothing. Went straight to sleep. I got all the way from Savannah, Georgia to Waco, Georgia, which is like not even far from Alabama state borderline. I started feeling fatigued and very exhausted and tired because, mind you, I've been up all that day. So it was going on like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning around this time. And we left from Savannah, I want to say about 10, 11 something. So I got to Waco, Georgia about near like 2. You know what I'm saying? About 2, 3 o'clock around that time. So it started pouring down raining. So it was making it worse because me personally, rain makes me sleepy. Like when it's pouring down raining outside, I'd rather be in the bed bundled up under my blanket. You feel me? Knocked out. But I started feeling very fatigued and tired. So I stopped at this Love's in Waco, Georgia, and I went and got me some coffee. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to sit until the sun come up. Because I had plenty of time. I was still extra early to deliver my load. I was on like 2 hours to 2.5 hours away from my drop. So I said, let me just take a little 2.5 hour, almost 3 hour break. So, you know what I'm saying, I could kind of regroup myself. I could have laid down, but I just, mind you, she was in my bed. She was in my bed sleep because she had so much stuff. And then on top of that, she was being pregnant and stuff like that. And I'm driving. I was like, why not be in my bed? So she sleep in my bed. You know what I'm saying? When she was on my truck. So she was all stretched out in the fucking bed. So I was just like, you know what? I just sat up front in the driver's seat and just kind of stretched the seat out and tried to relax. I guess she woke up out her sleep and realized the truck wasn't moving. So she was like, you know, she got up or whatever, looked at me and was like, what's going on? So I said I had to make a little pit stop because I started feeling like fatigued and tired and stuff like that. So I'm trying to drink some coffee and get myself, you know what I'm saying, try to get myself together. She said, oh, okay. And turned back over and went to sleep. Now I'm sitting here thinking like, damn, if the shoe was on the other foot and I'm a placement driver, I'm your trainee, I'm on your truck. You know what I'm saying? And you tell me that as my leader, I'm like, you know what? How far are we? Only like 2 hours, 2.5 hours away. Okay, do you want me to go ahead and drive the remaining of the way there so you could, you know what I'm saying, get your little quick nap in or something? She ain't offer none of that. She turned her ass over and went right back to sleep. So I made up my mind down. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. You know what I'm saying? So I was talking to my fiance at the time on the phone. I was telling him what was going on. So he was like, baby, drop her ass off. He was like, you did all you could do. She's on her own now. Drop her ass off. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, you doing too much. He's like, think about it. The first time she was on your truck, the first week when you did a 34, you slept the whole 34. Like I couldn't even enjoy my house, y'all. Like I couldn't. Normally when I get home, I cook a big ass meal. I'm you know what I'm saying, buying more decorations and stuff in my house. Like, I got a living room suite coming, you guys, and I did promise y'all a tour of my apartment, so I have not forgotten. It's just, this training thing has had me so busy and exhausted, y'all. But I'm like, when I finally got myself together, I got back on the road, successfully delivered in Madison, Alabama, picked up an empty, drove to Atlanta. And when I drove to Atlanta and I finally parked and got off my clock, I had like 14 hours on my 70. She had 44 hours on her 70. For you guys that don't know what 70 means, it's your 70-hour clock for the week. You know what I'm saying? So I work 10-hour shifts a day. Do 10 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? So that's 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. So 7 days, my 70 is gone. You know what I'm saying? And then I will shut down to do a 34-hour reset, which would give me my full 70 back. You know what I'm saying? So for the next following week. So I was just like, When I got to the terminal, I was talking to my fiance on the phone. He's trying to calm me down and everything, because I was furious, you guys. Like, I was furious. So next I know, she got up around that time when she realized that this truck came to a stop and we was at the guard shack at the gate to come in. Oh, she got up. I successfully parked the trailer, the empty trailer, put in a drop trailer message, uncoupled from it, dropped it, drove to the bobtail parking spots right across from the actual terminal building, and I parked. She got out of bed. She started packing her shit, y'all. She packed all her clothes. If y'all heard that, that's my truck finna cut on. I don't know why, but I hate it does this. It honks the horn. It's on auto start, so it turns on and off when the voltage in the batteries get a certain percentage, they get low. So what the Peterbilt does is it honks the horn to let you know that it's cutting on. And I feel bad for everybody that's around me, because they be like, what the fuck's going on? Because that shit jumps me out my sleep. Like, it scares the hell out of me in the middle of the night when it does it. But anyway, she got out of bed. She packed all her stuff, her clothes, all her belongings, even her groceries, y'all. Like, she took all her groceries out the refrigerator, all her groceries out the cabinet, everything. Called her a lift, took pictures of her logs, and left. So I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm doing a 34. She still had like 2-3 days left on my truck. I put in a drop message. And I went home. Placement driver manager calls me, like, hey, I received the email that you put in the drop placement driver message, but she said you put PTO. At the time, I didn't know PTO meant part-time off. I said, look, I just selected anything, whatever I had to do to successfully send this message that this placement driver is coming off my truck. Well, may I ask the reason why? Because I called her and she said, y'all doing the 34. I said, well, she took all her belongings out the truck. She was like, well, she said she took everything out the truck because she was washing everything. I said, oh, that's crazy. She washing her food too? So the placement driver manager got quiet and was like, I'm confused. I said, well, I sure am too. But I said, it's 2 reasons why I put in that message. She did the same thing she did on my truck this week that she did the previous 2 weeks. I told her the situation that happened that day, from last night up to that day. And I said, basically, I'm wasting my time with this young lady. And I said, number 2, I said, she didn't mention anything to me that, hey, I'm going to go ahead and take everything home and wash stuff. What time you want me to be back? Nothing. I said, so I'm glad that she took everything off my truck because she ain't got to worry about coming back. So she was like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and authorize this, this request. I guess y'all both not getting along, so I'm gonna just go ahead and separate y'all two. I said, what you mean not getting along? I don't have a problem with her. I have a problem with her work ethics. She doesn't want to do what I ask her to. I asked her to do her logs. I asked her to do her backing logs. I asked her to fill all her paperwork out every single day when she does stuff. She hasn't done it. She'd rather take pictures and stuff. Do you know that is a violation? That is illegal. And if you get pulled over, what if the ELD goes down? How you going to manage your clock, manage your logs? I said, I don't even know if she know how to successfully fill one out because she never done one in front of me. She did one and she half-ass finished it because she had started the shift and we took a break. You know what I'm saying? So she ended it till that break. And then I had her continue to driving from there, and she still haven't finished that one. So I was like, so, and she was like, okay, I understand. I'm going to just go ahead and just, confirm, the request. She was like, and I'll just get her set up with another driver, and then I'll get you set up with another placement driver. I said, oh, and by the way, that right there, that's a no-no. So she was like, so you're not ready for another placement? I said, no, I need time to myself. So I'm really in this bracket of quitting training, or they say I got up to 6 months until I had, if I go exceed 6 months of not having a placement driver, then that basically drops me from the leader program, and then I don't have to start all over. That's fine with me, to be honest. The only reason I was doing it If y'all wasn't watching my previous video, I said that I was doing it to help. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, I'm fine in my own solitude. I like being by myself majority of the time. There's nothing wrong with having company on my truck every once in a while, but when you have an individual that just straight up just don't want to do nothing, what was the reason of you getting a truck? And if you're not gonna put the work in, baby, you're not gonna make no money. You know what I'm saying? So I told her from the beginning, I think it's better that you go with somebody that's home daily and that's a local account, because if she gets on a truck with somebody that's local, she's gonna have to drive that full shift because they go home every night. So she'll most definitely get her experience. But like I told the placement driver manager, I said I can't even tell you her progress. Don't get me wrong, she knows how to drive. I was like, that took a little minute because she was doing stuff that scared the hell out of me in the truck. But you know, she gradually got better with that. I said, but as far as her awareness, her back end, her coupling, and her logs, like, no. She knows the tablet because I make her do the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? But she still hasn't put enough time in basically maneuvering the equipment, whether it's being back end or driving. Because majority of the time, like I said to the placement driver manager, she sleep. You mean tell me she sleep the majority of the time? Yes. If she's not behind the wheel, she sleep. And I said, and when she gets in the passenger seat and sit up with me for a little bit, then they say, no, she sleep over there in the passenger seat. I said, so she don't need to be on somebody's truck that's out for a whole week or whatever, or 2 weeks. She needs to be on an account with somebody that goes home daily. And I wish her the best. But yeah, like, I'm supposed to be asleep right now, but because I'm not gonna leave until probably like 12. What time is it right now? 10:35. I might leave at 11:30, 12 o'clock. I gotta take this load to Midway, Georgia. I'm in Atlanta right now. So I might take this load to Midway, Georgia. And then I gotta pick up a load out of Savannah and take that all the way to Virginia. And I know it's gonna be freezing cold up there, Lord Jesus. And on top of that, I don't think I'm ready to train somebody in the wintertime anyway, because majority of the time that I see snow and ice on the roads, it's like the further I go up in the North Carolina to Virginia. Cause like I said, I go to Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, and Georgia. I stay southeast region. So, and I go through the mountains a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like I-77, I-81, 65, 64. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, not right now. Spring, yes. So that's why I said I'm going to try to hang out by myself for a little bit anyway, because I ain't going to lie, when she was on my truck, trust me, it's not about the money. I'm not the type to use anybody as a logbook, because I don't care if you drive a lot or not, because guess what? My load's going to get there. I don't give a damn. Like with her, I don't give a damn at the end of the day, but I know what Werner requires. So when they're watching everything, they're looking at my observation time, they're looking at her drive time, they're looking at her on duty time. You know what I'm saying? So all that falls back on me, and then they make it seem like I'm not forcing you or making you do what you're supposed to do. But I could tell you, but at the end of the day, if you don't do it, that's not on me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just feel like right now is not the time. I'd rather wait until winter break is over and then train, because right now I got plans and I don't need nobody hindering my plans, because my goal is supposed to be fixing up my apartment. And then I notice my pay with her being on my truck is literally the same that I would make by myself. I don't see no difference. So I'm just like, but everybody was telling me it's because she haven't driven enough. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, but it's a lot, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I was being very humble with this young lady. When I tell you humble, like, I was paying for our showers. When we go to Petro, I'm paying out of pocket. When we go to Petro, Loves, yeah, I'm diamond status, so that's team shower right there. But I'm making sure we take a shower every day. I'm making sure we have somewhere safe to park every day. I'm making sure that you comfortable. I got snacks, water, all type of stuff in my truck that you can more than welcome to share with me. I told her anything outside of that, you on your own, you feel me? But I made sure she was comfortable to the point she was even sleeping in my motherfucking bed, and you can't even do what I asked you to do. So that was the big issue that I was having with her. I felt like, and then the thing about it was she requested me. Like, ever since she saw me and she saw that I was in a leadership class, which was across from them, and they had us go in class with them because we had to do a Smith test. You know what I'm saying? So we was sharing the same class with the new drivers. So they was like, oh, these the leaders, you know, and leaders, y'all want to introduce yourself and tell them y'all experience and da-da-da-da. So when the girl saw me, she was like, I want her as my placement driver. And I'm like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, not to mention the fact I decided to train nothing but females because my fiance, he says that he trusts me, but he don't trust the guys. So he was just like, I don't feel comfortable with you training males because he done heard some stories, which I have heard too, you know what I'm saying, from other females that have trained males on their truck. So he was like, I don't want to have those type of worries on my mind, so I'd rather you just train females. But I get along with anybody, y'all. I'm very easygoing. I'm a lovable person. I'm funny. I'm goofy. But at the same time, I'm about business. And, you know, like I told her on this truck from the beginning, I said to anybody, on this truck, we work, baby. I'm about my bag. And I'm about taking care of responsibility. I don't like being without anything, low on anything, or behind on anything. I like to be on point, and I know my goals are, and I know what I'm trying to accomplish every week. And dispatch even told me, when you get to the terminal, put in drop message. So I followed their orders as well, because they was like, look, she's just doing too much. You know what I'm saying? They was like, we can't accommodate her because this is not the account where we could just lower your mile percentage that we have set for you to accommodate her. They said she need to go on a home daily account. This is what dispatch told me. So I'm following their orders as well. So because they know me, I want my 3,000 miles a week, and I want my 6 loads a week. I do 6 loads a week, and I'm not taking no less than that. When I had her on my truck, I was doing 4 loads, and like 4 loads the first week, it was on like 2,000 miles, and then the second week was 5 loads. It was a little over 2,000 miles, like 2,500, no, less than 2,500 miles. You know what I'm saying? And my pay was the same as I normally would make by myself. So I'm like, I'm not really seeing no different. So I was just like, I'm good. I'm good right now. And right now is not the time anyway. It's getting cold. It's already snowing in certain places out west. So eventually it's going to slowly run to the East Coast. And I already know Virginia is known for having winter storms and rain, most definitely, in the wintertime. So I'm not trying to go through all of that right now. But I don't want to keep rambling, you guys. I just wanted to give y'all a little update what's going on with me. But yes, I have been totally exhausted, tired, and frustrated at the same time. So I'm actually taking a little break by myself right now. I know it looks a little pink in here, but y'all know I love my lights. And I had to clean everything, you guys. I had to change my bed linen. I had to change my seat covers. Everything. Like, I had to clean up so much stuff and sanitize and spray things down and use a little bleach on certain stuff, because I mean, she had a bad cold. Like, I don't know what's going around, but it's like people having like congestion and type of flu and all type of stuff, because there's even people sick here at work at the terminal. I was just like, ew. Let me go ahead and turn in this paperwork with you guys, because I had not too long ago transferred my license from Florida to Georgia, so now I am a Georgia resident. So like, I had to do that, and it was hell with that. But and people were sick at the front desk, and I'm just like, oh God, So, but yeah, you guys, my next video I will do after Thanksgiving, because my plan is to go home to Florida to see my family for Thanksgiving. And then once I come back to Georgia from Thanksgiving, I'm going to reorder my living room suite, because I didn't know that when I changed my address and I changed everything over, my license and everything, I forgot to change the address with my bank. So when I put in the billing address was in Florida, but the shipping address is in Georgia, I guess they was looking at, there was something fraudulent going on with the order, so they canceled my order. And I had a 3-piece living room suit, dark gray, coming, because I'm gonna get my rug when I come back. It's like, this rug is like almost like $200, you guys. It's so nice, and they actually make these rugs, and they're so nice. I was so excited about it. And then I got the email yesterday, they canceled my order, so I had to call the bank and change that information around with them. So I got that updated. They said it's going to take like 24 to 48 hours. So I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to order the living room soup until I get back from Florida, from my little home time for Thanksgiving. So I'll do a video around that time when I come back, so I could give you guys a little tour of my apartment. I do have the both of the bathrooms fixed up. I got my kitchenware slowly coming together. So I really didn't want to rush and do a tour until I got my living room suite. At least start slow. That's my goal. Once my bills are paid, I want to slowly start buying stuff to fill in the apartment. You know what I'm saying? So I really wanted to do a video tour of my apartment once I got my living room suite. That was my plan. So that video will be coming in the making, you guys. I have not left you guys out. I know it's been a while since I posted. I promise I'm gonna start being more consistent. It's just, it's been a crazy 3 weeks, you guys. Like, y'all can see the bags under my eyes. Like, I'm still freaking tired. Like I said, I could have been asleep right now, but I was like, let me go ahead and do this little video so I can give y'all a little update what's going on with Pinky. But yeah, so, and I got these little rollers in my head. I'm around here looking like an ancient mama. Oh Lord. Yeah, I'm gonna keep these rollers in my head until Thanksgiving so they can be nice and curly. But yeah, you guys, so I will check you guys, well, basically check in with you guys sometime next week after Thanksgiving. I can't even talk straight, I'm so tired. Oh Lord, y'all pray for me. But I love you guys. Thank you for y'all words of encouragement. Thank you for just basically acknowledging me and watching my videos and just giving some positive feedback. I did have one negative comment on one of my videos, and if this person ever watched the videos, I can't remember the fucking name, but my life is my life. I don't smoke, I don't drink. If I smoke a vape every now and then or whatever, and it ain't nothing but flavored little oil in here or whatever. But my hobby is my nails, and a lot of people that watch my videos know that I love my nails. My nails are clean, they're always clean, and I keep a scrub brush and everything to wash my nails. If I break a nail, that's a 911 emergency. Everything stops and I go get my nails fixed. I take pride in my nails. My toes are done too. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let me be me. I had a comment, somebody saying to her, oh my God, how can you do anything with those nails? I hate to eat your cooking and whatever. I can only imagine, blah, blah, blah. First of all, my fiance ain't got a motherfucking problem with my cooking, baby, because I slay in the goddamn kitchen. Number two, I wash my hands all the fucking time, to the point my nail tech be like, oh my God, your cuticles, every time you come I gotta cut your cuticles and they be cracked and dry. And I was like, because I wash my hands a lot. I wash my hands a lot. So they dry now, and I not too long ago took a freaking shower and put some oil on, but I washed my hands when I went to go use the bathroom before I recorded this video. So like, I'm always washing my hands, and my hands always clean. That's what I can't stand. People are so quick to judge and got like just negative comments towards people and backlash on people when they got flaws and issues of their own. Ain't nobody motherfucking perfect, and I ain't the only one that's basically in this world with long ass nails. You know what I'm saying? So let me be me. I don't have to cook for you. I don't live with you. I don't date you. So why does it bother you so much? And why you feel like you had to comment on my video to say some shit like that? Because I bet you won't say it to my motherfucking face. You know what I'm saying? Let me calm down, because first of all, that ain't me. But I hate when people come out of character and think I ain't gonna say shit. Like, I don't talk shit to nobody. I don't talk about nobody. I don't judge nobody. Everybody is their own person. They have the right to be who they are, dress how they dress, and do what they do. It's their fucking life. They're fucking grown. So instead of me replying to the comment, I just deleted it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, you know what? Let me just delete it. So I say this as just future reference. Keep your negative ass comments to yourself. If you don't like what you see on my content, on my videos, whatever, don't watch them. Pass them. Shit, block it from your goddamn YouTube. I don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, I do this for not only my pleasure, but for others, to let people know how real life is. That I got struggles too. I came from a harsh background, but guess what? I'm prospering. I'm evolving. I'm growing. And I want to share my journey with other people in the world, because I might post something or say something that helps somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It's all about receiving blessings and giving back a blessing. So I'm just inspiring people, man, woman, and children. So I'm not on here to speak negativity on nobody or to speak negative into the world. So please don't come on my page and in my message box and comment on my videos negative things. Please do not. Keep it to yourself, please, or you will be blocked. I might say something next time and reply, and then I'm gonna block your ass after that. Because it's getting ridiculous. But anyway, I ain't come on here to talk about all that. But you guys have a wonderful and blessed day. Stay positive, stay encouraging, uplifted, and I wish nothing but the best for everyone. I love you guys. I will see you next time till we meet again. Later.